Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the vault. Trust Christian, own nothing, control everything. Just want to thank you for tuning in live, listen, replay. Always appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listens in the replay. This is the vault, episode 672, level 9 trustee. People in trust deal with people in trust. Definitely want to do this episode. This is the next episode after level 9 trustee. I will, what is it? I will do my best as a trustee. And so now we're into what is a level 9 trustee. This is a part of a quick series, episode 672, level 9 trustee, people entrusted with people in trust. What does that mean? Well, people entrusted with people in trust is just what it states. And people in trust, they understand the importance of arm's length distance dealing. When we talk about exchange brokers, trustees start understanding the importance of, okay, I need to be dealing with people in trust. That's what they understand. Why? Because they want to find people that they can trust in the process. When you find people in the process that you can trust, that's why you deal with people in trust only. So level 9 trustees, traditionally, when you get to this level, you're traditionally operating from that position. You don't own any assets, quote unquote, and the assets are in trusteeship, and you are operating from that position. You're not looking to contract with anyone directly with your name. You're not looking to contract with anyone in general. You're looking to do business in trusteeship, and you're looking for others that operate in that same fashion. So when we get trustees that come to us and they'll say, "Oh, I have a charity." Well, what type of charity is it? "Oh, I have a church." Right. So that's not something when you come in a room with other families that we're giving to each other for investment purposes. We're giving to each other for business purposes. People are in trust, there were people in trust for a reason. We're doing it strategically, not just to say, "Oh, well, I want to remain quote unquote, minimize the liability or not have to do certain things." Well, you can, but it's not the same where if you don't have the same quote unquote vehicle, same quote unquote structure, why would someone deal with you in the same fashion? It's like asking, well, okay, there's various different types of public trust or public entities. Exactly. They usually don't mix with private. They just stay in the public and operate. So people in trust deal with people in trust. You seek these people out. For sure you seek these people out. We seek these people out. How you gonna grow the family wealth, the family estate if you're not seeking these people out? For of course you seek them out. They're at colleges sometimes. They're at high net worth investor events. They're at local real estate events. Uh, there are various different high end events. People entrusted with people in trust. There's a barrier to entry in this sector. People don't even want you to come in this sector if you don't have anywhere from $500 to $2,500. People in trust deal with people in trust. Appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening to replay. They said, "Oh, trust Christian, there's levels to it." Yeah, level 1 through 7, they didn't get out the house and go meet other people in trust. They didn't take all the assets out of all their names yet. They're wondering. People at level 9, they're confident. They know exactly what they're doing. They know that they what? They're going to work with other people and trust, period. They are superior in that position, they are confident in that position, and they're operating as such. These are individuals, you would like to think these are the entrepreneurs. Traditionally, the entrepreneurs are usually a 10, whereas the nines are usually people that have made the transition from a job into trusteeship full time, and they're operating as a trustee now. So they just jumped into trusteeship full time. They're going to events to meet other trustees. They finding great investments. They're doing their best to become the best risk manager that they possibly can. They're doing their best to become the best estate grower that they possibly can. They're doing it. They're diving deep. The studies are there. They're studying every single day. And when we say studying, that's just making sure they're on top of the family estate because they are aware that, and generally they'll probably be not just first gens, but you'll see some first gens for sure in this category. First gens usually are in your eights. Your second gens are easily here. They already were born into it, but they had to solidify more details, and they're the detail operators of trusteeship. So even if you make it to level 8, you set some goals, you get it started, you can depend on your heirs. You can depend on your successors to be a 9. Some people say, "Oh, do I got to be a 9?" We would want you to be a 9. Who doesn't want to be a 9? Just dealing purely in trust, operating as a full-time trustee, traveling around, studying, making it a point to make sure the family stays intact. The family estate is supporting you, quote unquote. People don't want to say it like that. They got to say, "Oh, I'm being a beneficiary." No, you're the trustee managing the family estate. It has a car, you drive it. It may have other people that drive it. But once again, you're operating full time. You're doing 90% of the day for the most part of your work, for the most part, is catered to, and then it's really 90%, 100%. Your family estate work focused on doing the state work for the family, making sure people are doing their job, quote unquote. You're a majority at this point. Definitely have learned how to operate with paper. Definitely have learned how to operate with paper. People talk about financial literacy. You're not at a level 9 if you're not in the rooms that we're in. Talk, we're straight up. Like some people thinking, we had to say this for sure. Some people think it's about the amount of money you have in trusteeship, and it's not. It's about just operating in the proper vehicle. Because when people know you're operating in the proper vehicle, they know you have the right mindset. There is a public mindset and a private mindset. Private people just not going to talk to you about it until you talk about it. Once you talk about it, then it's a conversation. Well, what do you know? Oh, okay, great. Now we can have a conversation. Why? Because people entrust it with people entrust. So people in the private, they're not just out bragging about it. People say, "Oh man, I know everything's a trust contract." Well, yeah, there's superior contracts, and then there's non-superior contracts. There's public contracts. There's private contracts. Who are you dealing with? You dealing with private people or public people? As a private trustee or a public trustee? Do you know what capacity you're operating in? At all times. People in trusteeship. I don't want to be a level 9 trustee. I want to deal solely pretty much with people that are in trust. I'm going to deal with people that are in trust. Great. What does that look like, Trust Christian? Events. You're definitely an entrepreneur investor. You're living and dying by your entrepreneur investor thought process. There is no like, oh, I got fallback money. I have a job that I can keep depending on because I haven't brustled up in trusteeship and found out how to be a full-time business owner and make it a point to have the business turn over a profit and stop working part-time in it. Like, no, there is no part-time in it. It's full-time. Give yourself to it full-time. Give yourself to the business. Give yourself to the family estate full time. And that's how you become a full time trustee. Trust Christian, that's the secret. We're going to go ahead and tell y'all it's too subtle in this episode. That's the secret. When you want to become a full time trustee, you do full time trustee activities. You go in full time. It's full time. It's not, oh, I'm going in part time. That's what's the challenge for some trustees. They got a full time job, but a part time trustee. That doesn't, that now you see why the trust is getting the results it's getting because you're part time in the trust. So it's that type of mentality. Are you full time trustee or part time trustee? And are you full time working for someone else's family estate or part time or even just showing up? And that's fine. Proactively taking risks to get around other trustees that are at higher levels for sure. Level 9 trustees pushing themselves to get out and fulfill their potential with other families because when you get to a level 9 you understand it's not people in trust deal with people in trust, families in trust deal with families in trust. That's how it looks. Families in trust deal with families in trust. That's what it looks like. Oh really? Yeah. Think it's just gonna be people? It's okay for it to just be people? No, it's families in trust. That's what it really is. And a lot of times people don't know that. We see a lot of the elite, you would say, are what? Families. They work together with other families. That's the Federal Reserve. It's a group of families. So we appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listen, replay. Always appreciate everybody tuning in live, listen, replay. We know this is a string of episodes. Level 9 trustee, families in trust, deal with families in trust, people in trust, deal with people in trust. Of course. It's that simple. How many families are actively sitting together and doing wanting to come together in the community and do business together? Usually they'll meet at the Chamber of Commerce events. They'll try to say, well, it's not the family. It's going to be outsiders that are going to end up doing it. Okay, well, now we know who your so-called new immediate family is. That you end up doing business with, people entrusted with people in trust. They're not going to do outside of that. Here we go. If y'all really want to know or hear an analogy for what families entrusted with families in trust looks like, just look at the government. Just look at the families that are running the government. The families, the individuals that you think are individuals, but it's really families. It's really families. That their family is backed in with money to run for politics so they can improve their family situation by getting votes for laws passed and all this good stuff. That's the benefit of the capitalist system. You can vote for laws to get passed. Families vote for laws to get passed. This is the power in numbers. You did it by yourself in level 8, but now you get to level 9. I got to be adopted into a wealthy family. I got to find out how to work with other wealthy families. I'm dealing with other families in trust. That's how it looks. Appreciate you all for tuning in live, listen, replay. Christian at trustchristian.com. Once again, that is Christian at trustchristian.com. If you want to get past this level right here, I need to know the events. Trust Christian, reach out. We'll share some events with you. Trust Christian, I'm looking to reach certain, associate with certain people. Well, there are certain local things that you could do, not just nationally and internationally. Oh man, I travel internationally right now. We were talking to someone that told us they recently went somewhere in Africa. Okay, great. But did you go there on business or was it personal? Was it for the family and trust, the family estate, or was it for yourself? Did you show up, left the country, you have a trust, but you didn't do anything for it? Doing your best, what's your best? Seeing if you can expand the family estate into another jurisdiction in another country? That's your best. When you get over there, level 9, it looks like you actually meet other families. You go out, you go to the nicer restaurants. You make it a point to find out what are their local business chambers and local business events where the families that have money, capital, quote unquote, business families that are running that environment. You go actually proactively meet those families. You put it all on the line every single time. Appreciate you all for tuning in live, listen, replay. Level 7 is pretty intense because the family estate's betting on you doing it now. They bet it all on you. Appreciate you all for tuning in live, listen, replay. Christian at trustchristian.com. If you're looking for a consultation or trustee training to go to the next level, Christian at trustchristian.com. Peace and joy.